Yo, yo, yo. Check. Yep. Yo, yo, yo. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully you can see the stuff on the screen. Today I kind of just wanted to do like a Q&A kind of, but I'll probably make a beat in the process as well. So feel free to ask questions as they come to you. So yeah. All right. So this was just a track I was kind of working on. It's more of a dramedy or a comedy hip hop kind of track. So I need to make a couple more of these. So I decided to jump on here just to jump on here and see what's up. All right, so I'm starting a new project and we kind of just go from there and see what's going on. Let me know if you guys have questions. Make sure you put it in the chat. I want this to be more of a Q&A because I don't do Q&As much. So I'll just probably be making a beat and you guys ask questions about Reaper, different DAWs, whatever the case may be. Just let me know. All right. I've been actually getting a lot more into T-Rex, but I'm not going to be using that for this. I'm going to just use the good old BBC orchestra symphony stuff, right? This has actually gotten a little bit better. Now they added like a piano on here now, so you can actually use a piano on this one. So if you haven't used it in a while, definitely update it. It's actually a pretty good tool to have in your arsenal for sure. All right, so let's duplicate these. Yeah, probably one more. All right. So I've been trying to get into a little bit of dramedy just so I can kind of get used to doing it. It's a kind of interesting field to pick up for sure. But it does reward pretty well. So let's see if we can kind of start with some tuned percussion maybe. So you have like your tubular bell. So if you're ever looking for tubular bells, they have it in here. Why is it on piano? Of course, it's probably not. I'm not on this BBC. Or am I? All right, let's close these out. All right, so what are we on? Piano. No wonder. Okay, so here. So if you're ever looking for tubular bells, they have them in here. They're actually pretty good. You can use these when you're doing like your sports kind of things. They have marimbas. See, like that is a good way to kind of start something. Let me see. So probably about 90 beats per minute. 89 should be fine. Let's see if we can lay something down. Something like that would probably work. It's simple enough. All right, let's bring it up in the piano roll. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. Let's quantize these real quick. Let's try 16s, right? Quantize. Mm-hmm. So let's go violins 1, right? And we're gonna do, let's do some pizzicatos, right? I guess that should work. Of course. Why wouldn't it do that, right? That just makes sense. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are we doing here? I see what I'm doing wrong. I don't have a loop on. Duh. Duh. All right. So let's lower these down. Mm, 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 mm. Asthmatic, what's good, man? Where is it at? I don't. Trumpet. I thought it had a oboe. There we go. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get it down, man. I need to do some of these. Like they get played so much. I need to learn how to do them. That was all wrong. That was all wrong. All right. All right. So let's just do this. I guess the easier way. Quantize those, right? And then just kind of drag this beginning one. Make it as simple as possible. Yeah, tension cues are another one. I just feel like I'm doing the exact same thing when I do tension. If I'm gonna have to find something that kind of reverberates, or like a drone sound, and then you kind of I don't know, it's kind of interesting to do tension. I had to do a couple of those, but I'm not good at those either, man. Like I'm trying to be as well rounded as possibly can inside of sync, but it's tough, yo. Sai, it was good, man. Strum. Yeah. I mean, you definitely have to like do like the velocity changes and stuff like that in there. Um Maybe even a key switch, but I'm just trying to get a basics down or some kind of foundation down. Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of quirky, so uh those kind of things are kind of welcome in there. What do I want in here? Bassoon. All right. Do I want a harp? I don't want a harp. Um, let's go with some percussions. I definitely don't want tempis. All right. There's the sound, yo. Dramedy. I don't know why that's in every dramedy thing, yo. That's another one. That's always in there. That too. You just kind of randomly, sparsely put them throughout the track. Like I almost want to like freestyle it in there. I just don't know. But I know for sure those 3 sounds have to be in there. Thomas, what's good? The theme I'm using is called Reaper Tips. So I have the Reaper Tips theme, and I kind of modified just this section over here to make it look like this, where it has the fader instead of the knobs. And I can see my effects and all that stuff and the mutant souls over here. So yeah, but Reaper Tips is the theme I'm using. I might use that too. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Let's just mess with it. Let's see. Acoustic guitar, bass, possibly. All right. I'm probably going to trap it out. To be honest, like that's the only way to do it, man. But I might be a little bit too slow to do what I'm thinking about doing. Let's see. Gio, what's good, man? Thank you for joining. Gunshots. Alright, let's see. Alright. Try to make it as like open as possible, just so you know dialogue can kind of fit through there. Kind of just learning as we go here. All right, so but still have a trappy kind of sound to it as well. Ah. Low cuts in the building. What's good, man? All right, so perks. This is basis. I'm gonna need a strings though. Is that a bassoon? It's a bassoon, right? What is that? Cello. What was this one? I think this is a violin, first strings. What was this one? Marimba. Spelled that wrong, I think. All right, so let's do I already know. All right. What's this for? And for here. Missed one. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe. Let's do a double there. Well, right now I'm doing a more of a dramedy. So basically, this is like a background kind of sound that you would hear in like a TV show. Something that has like some kind of comedy section in it, or a lot of those shows that you probably watch, you'll hear this in the background and not really even realize it's there. Shows like Ghost and what is that thing called? The Neighborhood. Like they'll have like these little things like this in the background that'll actually play. So I'm trying to make some cues for that right now, seeing that I have a little bit of time. I decided to jump on the live to show y'all, I guess, the process and really do a Q&A. This is what I really came on here to do, is do a Q&A, but I don't think people have questions. They're probably just kind of watching what's going on. So I think I want to maybe one. Come on. Nope, that is too early, so it should be here. Hey. Maybe if I even bring this up. Nope. You hear them calling you. Maybe another one here. Maybe a triple at the end? What are you guys thinking? Come on. All right. Do I raise this one up? There we go. Something nice and simple. You don't gotta do too much for these kind of tracks. If you can knock them out, try to submit them to libraries. I think that is something that's definitely doable. Yeah, let's save this. What is this? Charlie. It's like I can't spell sometimes. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Permit. There we go. All right. Yo, throughout the track. That would be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, ho. And like I think like the hardest part about I would say for sync for me it would be like to actually do the arrangement part. Like that's usually where I spend a lot of my time kind of putting things together, is during the laying out of the track. Because if you're doing TV film, they actually usually want a certain kind of format, so you got to have that format somewhere inside of like your track. Usually you have like some kind of intro, something that's usually sparse, really lightweight, just to kind of introduce the track. Usually you have like maybe one or two sounds, and And you don't want to go over like 4 bars usually for the intro, just because you want it to be as short as possible. Some people just put like a little drum fill in the beginning, like a, and then they get right into the track. So something short and sweet. You always want to catch the attention of the person that you're sending it to as quickly as possible. So you don't want it to be like, 10, 15, 20-second, like intro. It just takes the attention span. People's attention span is too short. It's too quick for you to do long intros. If you're going that TV film route, I'm just stating that. Or even if you're trying to send stuff to artists, usually that first 8 seconds of a track is what the people listen to, and then they're either gonna keep listening or they're gonna skip. So those first few seconds of your track are pretty much the most important. So just, make sure you guys are doing that when you're submitting to people. If you're doing your own thing, do your own thing. If you're doing like a beat tape or whatever, you can make the intro, 15 bars long and then come in with the beat later on. Or if you're working with an artist and y'all have a strategic plan of what y'all want to do on the track, then yeah, go all out. But other than that, I wouldn't say to do a long intro. It just kind of takes away from the track. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right. So I was working on one earlier. If you guys were here for the beginning of the stream, I kind of played this a little bit. Then you have this thing ending at the end, and you should be good to go, yo. I need to make a couple of these, so like I said, I decided to get on here to try to see if I can make some more. But that first one, I was like, yeah, this is definitely should get played somewhere. But we'll see. The sync game is very interesting, yo. Like, it kind of matters. Everything kind of matters, and it does take a bit of luck at the same time as well. What mode you're like the person that's actually going through the tracks, and the production team is going for what they're looking for. I was trying to say that the other day on the live, like, your mood is pretty much everything. If you don't have the right mood for a track and you kind of switch it up too much, it doesn't fit the scene anymore. You know what I'm saying? So like, you want to make sure you can kind of fit the scene. I'm not really, trying to bring everybody into sync. It's a very hard and tedious thing to be in. At the same time, it's kind of fun and rewarding, because, you get to see your stuff actually in motion being played on a show, or on a TV commercial. So like it just brings out a little bit of something different for a track. And I realized the other day that I had like a NBA like commercial actually. I didn't even know. uh, and I was looking through the my pro, the ASCAP, and I didn't see it in there. So I had to do a form or something I had to fill out to kind of see if I can get some paper from that. I thought it was pretty interesting to kind of see your stuff out there in the world. They had like a little snippet of it as well. I don't know where I put it. Where did I put that snippet, yo? Could probably show you guys real quick. Uh, Bobby Forefront, what's good? Thank you for joining, man. You want to get into sync? Ah, man, it's a tedious thing, yo. Like I was saying, the end of the track should be a Congo drum roll. Well, I mean, you want to have a hit ending. I don't know if it's my first. I just saw it on my tune set. I don't really look at tune set too much because it doesn't really transfer over to ASCAP very well. So I just, I go in there every once in a while, and I was like, oh, TNT, huh? So and you got to go through this other thing. If you, I know Charismatic, you have a lot of like those kind of like NBA kind of placements. If you had an ad on there and you didn't know, you might have seen it on your tune set and not really know it's just an ad. There's a company on there that you can go to and search for like the commercial and stuff, and you can kind of dispute it on ASCAP and see if they can get some paper from it. I'm trying to see if I can find this ad. I know it's somewhere. I'll be going through all these weird things, yo. Where's that? Videos. Video. Video folder. Where's that? There we go. Screen capture. Now, which one is it? Is it this one? What's this? Ah, there it is.
The Celtics storm into Milwaukee to take on the Bucks in a can't-miss matchup. Jackhammer inside.
And they didn't play the whole commercial, so I didn't get everything. But yeah, this is it right here. So I was kind of excited to kind of see it, yo. And I got it from the website. This VIVVIX. Because I was trying to dispute it through ASCAP, and they were like, yeah, you got to go through them so you can get a code from them. So they kind of capture all like commercials and stuff. So you go through them, you can sign up with them for free, and then you can go and look up the date of when your commercial was on there, and they usually have it. They had mines on there, and it played like I think 15 times or something like that.
The Celtics storm into Milwaukee to take on the Bucks in a can't-miss matchup. Jackhammer inside.
It's actually longer than that, but they don't have the whole thing. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, man, to actually see that. And you can hear it inside of your tune set if you guys have tune set. I don't know how many of you guys are actually doing tune set or not, but inside tune set you can hear the whole play time or whatever that it has. But I never saw the commercial. Then I went here and I was like, oh, I saw the commercial now. But that all happened from doing disputes because people don't want to pay me. I need my paper, yo. Messing with these people. Appreciate that, Charismatic. Six String Gunner, what's good, man? Thank you for joining. Yeah. So if you know where the placement is and the date and time that it happened, charismatic, you go to that site, that VIVVIX, and you sign up for them for free. You got to send them a request, and they'll send you an email back letting you know what they need or whatever. And they set up a free account for you. So you set up the free account, and then they give you your username and password. You log in there, and then you can just find the dates of wherever your show was. So I think I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't know that was even like a thing, but I had to do it for ASCAP because they were like, yo, you need to have the Vivix number. So if you do a dispute, charismatic, you go into, to send them a message, and then you can go in and I think it's like TV ads, and then you just kind of find whatever your ad is. You find the song. You can give them a link to the actual music. I did mine through SoundCloud just so I can have something to send to them, because it's usually the library is supposed to do this, but I'm taking it into my own hands. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna send y'all this stuff. So I sent them that, and they asked for this Vivix code or number, and I was like, how do you do that? So they give you a kind of a step-by-step on ASCAP how to get the Vivix account set up. And once you do that, you can go in there and look at commercials from the past. So I think they have up to 4 or 5 years of commercials. So if it's within that time frame, you should be able to go in there and kind of check it out. And hopefully, I can get some paper from it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, the only reason I know it was there because it was on my tune side. I didn't know any other way. There's another thing on the web that's called SoundMouse. SoundMouse is another thing that ASCAP and BMI use to like track your music. So it's kind of a good thing to have the things that they have, because I've been trying to dispute a whole bunch of stuff. I still haven't seen excuse me, a track I did for the Shaq documentary. So I'm looking for that placement, and they were like, well, it's on NBA TV, so it's kind of hard for them to get it because they do some kind of scheduling review of the channel, and if they catch it, they catch it. If they don't, they don't, kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, that sucks. So everything is a learning lesson, like I'm learning every day, how everything kind of goes. Like I said, I'm not trying to push anybody into sync. I would never do that. It's not for everybody. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you are not a patient person, don't do sync. If you are looking to get money and paid tomorrow, don't do sync. If you are a person that doesn't like rejection, don't do sync. Sometimes it can be rewarding. Sometimes it's not. I mean, everything kind of fluctuates. There will be times you get a nice little check, and then there's other times you get, the scraps of the barrel because you didn't really get that many placements. They didn't find that many things. So it has its ups and downs for sure. So you have what it takes to make it in sync. Just gotta make connections. Hey man, I mean, hey, you're kind of in the right place. There's some people in here that have got placements and stuff like that. It's a hard game to really get into though. I'm just being honest with you guys. Like I'll never strayed you guys in the wrong path. I don't want to do that now. It's not easy. I'm just gonna let you know. A lot of people online, you'll see a whole bunch of people and saying, "Oh, it's so easy to get placements, and you just get with a library." And you're like, "All right, so how do you do that? Like what are the steps?" There are people that have courses just for that, just how to get into a library, not what happens when you get a placement. How do you get a placement? How do you structure your song? Just how do you get into a library? Then there's people who actually do breakdowns. Some people that do reviews. There's not many people doing reviews, even like I do. I do reviews on Thursdays. There used to be a guy called Excalibur Zero all the time. He used to do them on Fridays. That's kind of where I met Charismatic on there. And he has a whole bunch of sync stuff that he does. Really, really good stuff. Really good dude. But he stopped doing the reviews, so like it's kind of something I want to do, but I still feel like I am relatively new to the sync world. Even though I've gotten a couple placements, I know what sound should be working for sync, what to kind of do and that kind of thing. But, I don't have I still don't feel I have all the experience that I need. And I feel like I need to make, a certain check from sync to be like, all right, I got this now. Like I know how to make money from it. I know how to, express what I'm doing. I know how to tell others what they're doing, completely wrong or completely right, or on what path to kind of lead people down. I don't think I'm there yet. I'm almost there though, but I'm not there yet. Oh, you had the clip on your extra proof. Hey man, if you have the date and the time, just go to the Vivix thing. If it's a commercial, I don't know if it was, because that was a commercial, the TNT commercial for a game that's coming up. It ran a couple of times. So if you get the Vivix thing, put the date and the time or the time frame of when it was, what channel it was on. If you have the channel, they're gonna ask you what channel it was on. And it should pop up a list of different shows that aired on that same time frame for that channel, and all the commercial or ads that were done then. Then you should just find yours, send it in to ASCAP, and you should try to get something from it. I'm still waiting for them to respond back to mine. Like I sent mine like last week, and I haven't heard anything back from them yet, but it is what it is. I try not to be too choosy about all this stuff. I just try to roll with the punches and try not to get knocked out. Lamar Weber, what's good, man? Thank you for joining us, yo. I'm like so behind in the chat. I don't even know where I am. All right. Yeah, but if you want some connections, Excalibur Zero has some really good stuff. You have Clint Music out there. He has some really good stuff as well. The producer Whisperer, he used to do videos on Fridays as well, but he kind of stopped. But he has his own library. I don't know if they're looking for people or not, but he does stuff as well. I mean, there's a whole bunch of resources out there. All right. Just show a Vivix tip. Awesome. And now Sound Mouse. Yeah, the Sound Mouse thing is really cool, but not really cool, because Sound Mouse, you can't really see your stuff. But ASCAP was like, yeah, you should, make a music something for it. And I don't know what to do with it. I just did it. And it's another way you can actually put all your tracks online. I think they can go in there and listen to the tracks as well. But yeah, so if your library is not using Sound Mouse, you can set it up yourself and kind of just track your stuff. It's just another way to track your stuff, man. And TuneSat is cool, but like no one accepts it. That is the problem that I have with TuneSat. And I know some people may want to even pay for TuneSat. I wouldn't say to pay for it, but that's just my opinion. I'm just giving you honest opinion here. If you have more than 50 songs on your TuneSat, and I'm just going to tell you how to cheat the system just because you guys are here. You can just go and make another email, do another 50, make another email, do another 50. That is probably the easiest way to kind of get your tracks on there and listen and see what you're hitting or missing on. Like I said, I don't usually go in there just because it doesn't help really anything. I mean, it's good to see that you're getting placements, and after a couple of months, if you don't see it inside your ASCAP, you kind of have some kind of leg to stand on, but not really, because some of the channels, they don't survey all the time. And I'm just realizing this and finding this out myself as a sync person. They don't survey every channel all the time. So it's one of those things where you'll get some placements and not know you got the placement, and you still won't get paid for it because they don't survey that channel at that time of whenever it was first played. So it's kind of weird. Quick question, charismatic. Lap, are you rocking? What? Oh, laptop. Asus. Yeah, man. Vice, what's good, man? Thank you for joining, yo. Six string gunner. No luck with DistroKid? What do you mean no luck with DistroKid? Are you having some issues with DistroKid? Or are you trying to get on with DistroKid? Like, what are you having? What's up with DistroKid? Sync is super slow, especially waiting for people. Man, yo. I remember I submitted a track to a library and it took them 8 months to get back to me. 8 months just for them to say, hey, remember that album you sent us 8 months ago? Yeah, it's no longer available, but what's up? Yeah, we need some more stuff like that. Okay, cool. You're going to assign me to a library? Let's do this. Low cuts. I mean, you know, it's everybody's different, yo. There are people who like to learn right up front and, you know, somebody telling them yes and no or maybe kind of thing. My cousin is like that. He was trying to get into sync and I was telling him, I was like, you need to, you know, kind of go and do some exclusive libraries because they look out more for their artists, because when you get paid, they get paid kind of thing. I know you want to do the non-exclusive, but the exclusive ones actually get you more placements. And he was like so hesitant to do that. And I don't think to this day, I don't think he still does it. But me, I'll send it in. I don't, a track is a track is a track. That's the way I see it. I don't dwell on them. As y'all see, I make YouTube videos. There's so many beats that I've made and they're kind of just sitting there. I send them out to people. I send them to libraries. I send them different places, yo. Signing up on your page. I'm probably gonna get a logo done. That's what's up. Let me know. Asus. Yeah, man, definitely be back for the review. So if you the sample flip is this Thursday as well. Just gonna throw that out there. Sample flip is this Thursday. So if you haven't already, go to the Discord. It should be below in the description. I hope. I don't remember how I set these videos up for when I just jump on here. It should be below. Go to the Discord and you can actually get those samples, flip them, and we will be ready on Thursday for the sample flip. And I'll also be doing the live beat reviews. So Thursday is the live beat reviews and sample flip. So I will see you guys then for sure, yo. You haven't heard anything back from DistroKid? Like what are you trying to do with DistroKid? Are you trying to join them, or what are you trying to do with DistroKid? Oh, I got you. Yep. Yeah, it's hard to find non-exclusive for sure. Vice, man. Yo, I've been trying to tell people, like, I don't only do YouTube videos for you guys. I do them for me because there are times where I'll forget stuff and I'll be like, Dad, how did I do that again? Because I haven't done it in so long, and I'll go back and watch my own videos like, oh yeah, that's what I did. And then I'll remember what I was doing or talking about. There's too much stuff to remember on all these DAWs to remember it all the time. Does it say August 24th? It should be, what is this? What's coming up? August 15th. Where did I get 24th from? Thank you, Vice. I will check that out. Because, yeah, it should be the 15th. I'm telling y'all, man, I be doing so much stuff. I be forgetting what dates on stuff, and then you gotta worry about, other stuff and bills coming, and whew, it's just a headache. All right, what did I put in here? Yeah, I put the 15th. 15th of August. Where do you get 24 from? Oh, I put the year. Okay, so yeah, this August 24th is the year because I already have an August inside of the archives. So I already have an August. See, there's an August one in here already. So I need it to be 24th, just like this is July 24th, but I didn't do it on the 24th. The date is the 18th. Got me scared there for a moment, Vice. I'm like, what am I doing? All right. What is your interface and DAW of choice right now? Well, I have the Arteria Mini something. Mini Fuse. I have the Mini Fuse 2 is what I use. Very simple, and it works. I mean, like it just works. Like I don't have any issues with it. It's a USB-C. If you watch this channel, I went through a whole interface journey trying to find an interface, and this is the one I kind of settled on for the price range it was in, for the sound quality of it. I like the knobs on there for like the headphone, and for my monitors. It's all right here in the front of the screen. I can put it on top of my keyboard and actually have it up there. I haven't put it up there right now because I've been trying to switch it out with the MPC 37 key. So like I'm kind of switch back and forth between those. But yeah, that's what I use for that. The DAW of choice right now is going to be Reaper. Like hands down, I just work a lot more efficient and better inside of it. I don't ever really worry about CPU usage. Like I just don't. I don't necessarily worry about it crashing. It usually backs up everything. I don't worry about the crashing part. And I'm gonna tell you the main reason I use Reaper is because of my export. The export features or the rendering features inside of Reaper is second to none. So if I wanted to do multiple tracks, which you have tabs up here, which makes it super convenient to go through all your tracks. Whereas, like I came from FL Studio and I kind of went to Cakewalk. Cakewalk kind of has something like this, but it's not the same. Like they don't have tabs. They actually have, sessions that'll kind of hide in the background. But I can do a rendering for both these tracks in one go. So if I had, let's say an album, I did an album of 10 tracks. I could have all 10 tracks up here, do all my editing. So all my, my splits, my cut downs, my stems, and alt versions. I could do all those in one rendering session and then hit render and walk away. I can go get food. I can go pick up the kids, come back. All of it is in where it needs to be. And I can even make folders for it straight from the rendering screen. So if I go to like the rendering and I hit on render, right? So I can go in here and I like to use the time position. A lot of people use this entire one. I don't do that. This doesn't make sense to me because sometimes the track needs to stretch out a little bit further. So I'll make a time section for it, right? I can go to this directory here, do the browser, and I can do desktop, right? So if I go up here to where the desktop is, and let's say I do this slash, right? This, I guess that's a /, and then I can name the track whatever I want, the folder. It'll make a folder on my desktop of whatever I put. You know, I can just put, you know, XL folder, right? And then I can make the file name whatever I want to. I can put it in here myself, you know, name the track XL beat, right? I could do it that way, or I can go to these wildcards, right? And I can go and do a project. I can do it by author. I could do it by notes. So like whatever I want to actually put it as, I can do it, right? So I can just put it as project, and right down here is telling me it's going to go to my desktop. XL folder is going to make a folder, right? And then it's going to name the track whatever I have it named. So if I take this part off, so it's going to go XL folder, and it's going to name whatever the name of the track is or the project is. You know, then you have your sample rate, and this right here, this second pass render, this little button here, this is truly amazing, right? So what this will do is if you have like effects in the beginning of your track, it'll run through the whole track and then use those effects so they'll be ready when the actual render is going through. You know how sometimes you'll do a render and like you'll hear like a little clip or a beep or whatever in front of your track? This usually eliminates that, right? Then on top of that, you can add metadata, even if it's a WAV file. So you can go to add new metadata. You can go to the metadata here. I have some that's already set up for like my comments. I have my email address. I usually put the tempo, so it'll automatically put the tempo inside of the metadata. It'll put my composer name and also my logo inside of even a WAV file, MP3 WAV file, AIF. It'll automatically put that and attach it to the file itself, right? And then you come down here and you have, you know, options for whatever you want to export. But what's really cool is you have a primary output and you have a secondary output, right? So you could go here and just put like an MP3, you know, for your second one. And then you have 2 render files ready to go, just like that, right? So you have, you know, your 24 bits can go up to, you know, whatever your computer can handle, 32-bit, 64-bit, right? You can clear out silence. You can even save the file as like a WAV file inside of your folder. But right down here is where the magic is. This queue renders. You click on this, right? And you hit add to render queue. So that's one I did in there, right? So now let's say we wanted just drums and bass, right? So I can go solo the drums, add this 808 in there, and now we have a drum and bass. I can name this drum and bass, and I just go down here and go to add to render queue, and it's in my render queue now. So if I wanted to, I can open up the render queue and both of them are in here, right? And here are the names of them down here. So this one is just going to be the regular, and this one is going to be drum and bass. And I can just render all of them. I can render one of them. And what's really cool about this is if I wanted to come back later and do this, I could do that. So I can close this out, close Reaper, open Reaper back up and that render queue will still be in there. This is why I use Reaper right now. I mean, what else do you need? And of course, you can always do stem separation. You could go up here and go to, what is it? Stems. You have your mix and you have your stems. So it'll do your stems. So any stems that's on here, it'll actually do. So, I mean, it's an amazing DAW. You know, this is the most important part of you making any kind of beats. So if it's not correct, then nothing else will be correct. I'm just yapping away. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at the chat at all. All right. Where are we at? He said FL stingy. Yes. Yo, FL, man, that is actually the reason I moved over to Cakewalk. I was an FL user for years, but every time I tried to do like the sync stuff, I wanted to use like the the contact and all these other plugins, and it would always crash or do that whole thing where the little bar at the top would be on red so it wouldn't play. And I went to Cakewalk and I was able to do a lot more inside of Cakewalk CPU wise than I was inside of FL Studio. And that's when I said, you know what? Let me stick with Cakewalk. I didn't even know you can make beats in Cakewalk till I watched Bon Gonzo. Shout out to Bon Gonzo, those of you who know who Bon Gonzo is. But yeah, because of him, I actually came over to Cakewalk and I was like, all right, Cakewalk is not bad, yo. I can actually make beats inside here. I was highly upset that I didn't have a sampler, but I use Complete Control and that took care of that issue, but it's still an issue to this day. They don't have a sampler in there. I think the new Sonar that's coming out will have a sampler, but I don't know how good it is. I haven't really tried it, so we shall see. But yeah, I agree with you, Charismatic. Like that whole FL thing, Reaper. Yeah, Reaper's dope, man. Reaper's the GOAT. Holding hands sounds crazy. Oh, man. It's always good to get feedback. All right, cool. Yeah, the Apollo Twin on a MacBook. Yeah, I kind of want a MacBook. I'm surprised you're not using Logic. Are you using Logic? Oh, okay. Mac Mini 2 with Logic. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. I got Reaper. Never set it up. Just got Ableton Live. Okay. Ableton is dope too. Like, but there's no other DAW that I've seen or used, and I have used many DAWs that have the export or rendering features that Reaper has. And in here you can also edit like videos. So if you wanted to edit a video inside here, you could do it. They have those what's called take lanes now that they just added in 7, where you can kind of put all the videos in those take lanes and do like chops of them and put them in different it's ridiculous, man, what you can actually do inside here. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna tell you guys any fibs or untruths, right? Reaper is not for everybody. It is definitely a learning curve for anybody. Like, you have to really go in and customize it to what you feel things should be. I've done so much customization on this DAW, it's ridiculous. If you do want to get like the piano roll, like kind of I have mine, like I have all this stuff down here that makes my piano roll like super easy to kind of use. If you came from FL Studio, this piano roll will work for you. Like I have it on my website, so if you are interested, I'm not saying you have to be, but you just go to XELOHH.com. I have a one for just the piano roll, and I have one for Cakewalk users that's trying to come from Cakewalk into Reaper. The one that's from Cakewalk to Reaper, I think, is the best one to download, even if you want to have that FL feel. I think that one is a little bit better because I have more updated things inside there. Yeah, I have more updates inside there. So like exactly how this is in here, I have it in the other one. So like I have these other shortcuts. This is for velocity. So you can have like different velocities. It'll randomize it a lot better. I have an ARP one here where you can do ARPs, arpeggiators. You could do like advanced arpeggiators and legatos and stuff, ups, downs, randoms. So yeah, like there's a whole lot of different tools to kind of use inside of Reaper that are available in all the other DAWs. And I think they take a lot of the great parts of the other DAWs and kind of just implement them inside of Reaper. I saw the other day that somebody made a chord generator for Reaper. I thought it was pretty dope. I'm not gonna use it though, just because it has to. You have to like change your graphic setting inside of Reaper, which I don't like doing. I like the way mine looks and feels, so I usually will stick with whatever works for me. I may still do a video on it because I probably just need to do a video on it. But yeah. All right. Gio says he has a question, but is the audio interface necessary for mixing? It's not necessary, but it is great to have. So here's the thing about audio interfaces, right? They take the load off of your computer for like sounds, and it makes things run a lot smoother. So like instead of using all the RAM and power from your computer, it'll delegate that into your interface. Your interface will handle all of the sound. So like if you have tons and tons of plugins, your interface will handle the sounds instead of your computer. So that will help your computer run smoothly or smoother when you're, trying to do things like editing or recording. The interface makes recording a lot easier because the latency is not as much on the audio interface. The most of the audio interfaces now are really, really good at the latency. They're not as bad as they used to be. But if you're doing it on a computer, you can hear the latency. It'll be right there in your face. You're like, dag, why is my voice so far behind and trailing on the song? So that's what the audio interface kind of does. It just gives your computer another engine to run the audio on. That's why I would suggest to get one if you don't have one. Like I said, the one I have is fairly cheap and it works really well. I have had any issues with it like whatsoever. There are other ones out there that are really good. That the Volt ones are good. Those are good. I think they're by UAD as well. If you want to get into the big money spending, you're looking at like Zen. What is it? Is it Zenology? No, it's not Zenology. What is that called? It starts with a Z. And Antelope. There we go. Antelope, and it's like a Z kind of line that they have. Those are really good, and a lot of big studios kind of use those. A lot of people use the Apollos. Apollo Twin is very, very popular. They make it popular by everyone usually getting or gravitating toward them. I couldn't get it to work because they don't work with AMD computers, and I have an AMD computer. So I did try one, and I was trying everything to get it to run on the computer, and it would not run. There is, I think it's called, what is it called? I think it's called a baby something. Those are really good as well. But yeah, so the Antelope ones, the UAD ones, the Arturia ones are actually really good as well. I think they're kind of slept on because a lot of people will always go to the Focusrite, which I think is trash. My opinion, hey, if you have Focusrite, do your thing. But I've never used a Focusrite that didn't pop. All of them have this popping thing that they do, and I can't stand it. Like if I turn off my computer, it'll pop my speakers if they're still on. And I can't stand that. Like this has never popped my speakers. The UAD one didn't pop my speakers. I think I go through all this in the audio interface series that I have. So if you really want to check them out, you can look through those. The M Audio one was actually really good as well. The what is it? The Contact one, that one is all right, but it's not really USB-C is still like that regular old USB. So yeah. Yeah, but you don't need it if you don't want to have one. No, you don't need a USB interface to mix, but it's better to have because it'll take the load off your computer. Okay, I got you, Geo. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like I said, it doesn't matter if your computer can handle it. I say go for it. Some of these computers have some really good sound cards inside of them that'll allow you to kind of get the sound and quality that you want. But like I said, the audio interface just makes it a lot easier for your computer to handle the sounds and the music and stuff. Open back. Uh-huh. Yeah, the open backs, it just, I don't know what it is about the open backs, but they make the sound a little bit more cleaner. Like you can hear more. I don't know what it is about those, the open, because I use these open backs and I hear things a lot better than I did when I had the closed back ones. I'm really looking to get those. There's some new headphones that I want to get, them Steven Slate ones. Yeah, it doesn't take much, man. As long as you have like a good computer that will actually run stuff. Um, Charismatic. I mean, I don't know if you want to, but you can try Reaper. It does save on the CPU part of that. But I know people who are used to FL Studio, they kind of have a hard time to kind of move on to another DAW because of specifically the way FL is set up and their shortcuts and their mixer and all that stuff is so weird, yo. Like if you use any other DAW, they kind of all fall in that same line. FL goes like completely left field. Like their mixer is already laid out for you, the whole entire mixer, so you can lose stuff in your mixer. I've done that before. I've done it several times. I'm like, why is there still sound and everything is muted? It wasn't muted, or it wasn't even going to a actual track on the mixer, so it was just going out through the master. So it's like one of those things where you kind of got to get used to it. And FL is definitely one of those DAWs that you have to kind of get used to. And nothing is locked in place on there. So, I mean, you can move things anywhere you want to. There's no real like foundation for it. So even if you go to someone else's crib or whatever, and they're using FL Studio, usually they'll have like the monitor, the screen, the mixer on one screen and the piano roll at the top. And like, you're just like, why is it so discombobulated all the time? Why can't you just have it locked into place or something, yo? Yeah, it's neither here nor there, but I like the fact that you can kind of do either or on Reaper. Yeah, the Focusrites, I mean, people use them. I don't like them. Just that's my personal opinion. I don't like them. Like I said, every Focusrite I've ever used does popping, and I don't like that. It just drives me crazy, yo. Yeah, I'm using I don't even know what these are. Behringers, the DT 990s. Behringer DT 990s, open back. Um, um, yeah, Sennheisers are supposedly good too. I use FL. I had to change some settings, but it works well. Hello contact. Yeah, man. I mean, they've gotten a lot better since since they changed to 20. They've actually gotten a lot better. But by the time they got to 20, I was already inside a Cakewalk. So I kind of didn't go back. Yeah. Bongonzo's the homie, yo, for real. That's what's up. Do you think Cakewalk Sonar will ever be perpetual? Phoenix Landing Studios. What's good, man? I think they will. I still think that they are in the beta stages. I know a lot of people out there are saying that it's not in the beta stages anymore, but um, the whole plan from the beginning was to actually have the perpetual thing. So for them to go away from it completely, it's just kind of weird to me. I mean, just honestly, I think it's kind of weird. But you never know. Like that is the whole thing. Like you just never know what they're doing, yo. But I hope they do because otherwise, I don't see myself actually going down that route of paying for a subscription. The only subscription I pay for right now is Arcade. That's it. That's like the only thing I pay for monthly. I can't do it. Any other thing. I had to get Arcade because I was just like lagging so much like vocal kind of things. And every time I'm watching a video, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go in Arcade and get some vocals." I'm like, "You bastards!" And I'm definitely not doing Splice. That's out of the question. Um, but they have a lot of really good sounds inside of Arcade. I really need to get a sponsorship from them so I can do a video about it. But otherwise, I'm not doing a video about it. Oh man. Um, Reaper is for the patent. Patient, yeah, yeah. Reaper, you got to be patient with Reaper, yo. You can't just go in there and think you're gonna make bangers right off the bat. Okay, you sold me on Reaper. The video portion capability sounds. Yeah, man. Lamar, it's. I don't want to take people away from other DAWs. I think Logic has something like it, but I don't know if you can really edit like that inside of Logic. Um, I think Logic is really dope, man. I don't know why a lot more people with Macs don't use Logic. Like, there's so many really dope features inside there. Some of the things I think missing from Reaper would be a step sequencer, a real step sequencer, like to kind of put stuff in. I mean, there's other ones out there that people have created, but it doesn't necessarily come with one itself. Um, I think they should get a drum machine, even though someone has made one of those as well. But they don't like natively have one inside of the DAW itself. Um, what else is I think is missing? Some kind of sounds. It comes with absolutely no sounds, no kits, no drums, nothing. It comes with one synthesizer, a sampler, and like a fake drum kit inside of it. That's it. There's three things. Everything else I have inside here is like from other DAWs or something I've downloaded for free or purchased. There's a lot of dope free stuff out there, so I guess they figured, who cares? Y'all go get your own sounds. Because what's funny is that people will always talk about instruments that come inside here, or the stuff that comes inside their DAW, but most of the time you don't use those. You'll use like Contact, you'll use the Arturia stuff, you'll use Labs, you'll use Spitfire, you'll use anything else that's out there that people are using. The what is it? UVI stuff, the Falcon. So like there's other things that people use. They don't usually use the stock sounds unless you're using like Logic. I think Logic has some of the best stock sounds out there. FL has some really good ones as well, but I don't think they're like as clean as the ones inside Logic. Yeah, it's definitely not for the weak. Said they have. Now these are like super light, yo. These headphones, super light. Like I barely feel them on my head at times. Sometimes I'll walk out the room and forget they're on, and like you'll get dragged by the by the cord. Yeah. Loud bass and heavy headphones are a match made in heaven for a headache, for sure. And that's why I got these open backs. You can actually listen to open backs a lot longer than you can if you have like the closed backs. I don't know what it is. It just like you're getting more sound out. It's not like just pumping into your ear kind of thing. So yeah, I have some monitors. I have actually some, what are these? I'm like, what are these though? What are these things? I have some Adam audios. I have the T7s. They are super, super nice. Um, I wish I can use them when I'm doing like lives and stuff like that, but I think it'll feed back into the mic, and I don't necessarily want to take that chance. So, yeah, I like these monitors. Like in there, they don't give me that crucial air fatigue. Like I used to have the Rockets, and them Rockets, man, they were just so bass heavy, and then you could hear like that fatigue coming into your ear, yo. Like you can't listen to them for too long. I don't know about the newer ones, but I had them old, like the first or second generation ones. They, man, look. Question: do you allow clients to vape in my studio? Because I don't have lots of clients. Nope, no vaping, no smoking. Yeah, usually if you go to a studio that actually does a lot of smoking and stuff in there, you will always see a lot more dust, and dust gets into your equipment, and that's what usually causes issues and errors in your equipment. So if you are going to do your own personal studio, I would suggest to tell them to smoke outside, or you have like a designated smoke area, but not in the studio. I hope that makes sense, because like I said, it's your equipment, yo. Your equipment will be affected by the smoke. They're not bass heavy. Open backs are usually not bass heavy because the bass escapes from the outside, so it doesn't just push everything into your ear. So you have to adjust though. Like you can't just use the open back and just go out there into the world and it's like, yeah, my mixes is great. You have to make sure. Some people have one of those vests. I don't know if you ever seen them, the bass vest thing. They'll put it on their chest and basically they'll feel the bass whenever the bass hits. I thought those are really dope. I don't see many people using them now, because most people have like a sub on the floor that they'll use for their low end. But it's neither here nor there. Something about frequencies not bouncing back. Yep. You don't understand is the Chromebook? Yeah, Chromebooks, yeah, you gotta have a Windows one, man. You gotta have one of those Surfaces. Those are really dope. A lot of people sleep on them though. Very interesting. That's what's up. M Audio was good. Omega Black was good. Thank you for joining. I think they're good. Are we talking about monitors or are we talking about like audio interface? Either one, I think they're actually pretty good. Yep, vape outside, yo. You said you've gotten used to the pop? man, yo. It's there, yo. I don't know why, but every single one of them I've ever used, they pop and then they start working. I don't know what is wrong with them things, yo. People love them. People love them things to death, yo. They'll swear by their Focusrite. I never got a chance to test the UAD one, the dual core or the 3-core or 4-core one, whatever it was. I'm sad I didn't get a chance to try it, but you know. Yeah, Emory is a good one. So how is it reinstalling VSTs for Reaper? One reason why I haven't moved DAWs. No, you don't have to reinstall any plugins. If it's a VST2, VST3, 32-bit, whatever you're using as instruments, it'll pull up in Reaper. All you gotta do is map it. So if you're in Reaper, I guess I should kind of show you real quick. I'm just using Control P to bring up the stuff. So where's it at? There's one that says VST. If I can find it, I'm sorry. So many things in here. VST, right? This is it. That's it. This is all you do. You go, you put whatever you have. You can rescan or you could edit a path list and you just hit scan and it'll find it. It should find it on your computer without any issues. If it's in a VST3 folder, it's going to find it, no issues whatsoever. VST2, sometimes people put them in different places, so you just have to make sure that the computer is looking in that place for that VST. But you don't have to worry about reinstalling or anything like that. They'll be there. Your FL Studio ones will not be there unless you bought the edition that lets you download the what is it? All plugins, I think it is, edition of FL Studio. He said you play Composer Cloud every month. I mean, Composer Cloud I heard was really good. I've never used them. I've heard they're good though. Is that the one that has like the East-West sounds? Is that what that is? Yeah, Arcade is fire, yo. Yep, you can load up. That is another reason that I actually liked Cakewalk over FL Studio. So if I actually wanted to, I can make all of this into its own kit. So if I highlight this one, right, and I right click on it, I can actually save this track as a template. So I can make this into a template if I want to. And basically you just go in here and you can include the items if you wanted to. You don't have to, but if you wanted to, like the items would be like whatever I made in here. So you can use this same exact pattern on another project if you wanted to save it, right? And you can even do your envelope. So if you did like any kind of automation that you really like, you can save that as well. Super fire, yo. And then if you want to bring it back up, you can just right click in here and you can go to insert track from a template and you can have a whole bunch of different templates. As you can see, I have several of them here to kind of get me started. So yeah, so that part, fire. So fire, yo. I mean, just try it. It's free to download. You can use it pretty much forever. Just to be honest with you guys, like I know people have been using Reaper for like 4 or 5 years, and there's like a pop-up screen and it says still evaluating. They click the button and the DAW works. No problem. There's no limitation to what you can do. Whatever project you save is going to be saved. Whatever sound you use are going to be saved. Whatever you're doing inside of Reaper for the free version, you can do forever if you really want to. It's just a courtesy that a lot of people will pay. That it's just $60. I mean, that's just $60. You guys think like an FL is like what, 200? So like you have it and you have the license forever. So it's like one of those things. Yep. Vice is absolutely correct as long as it's in the same folder. Logic is what? Operating system. Yeah, I mean, it's if I had a Mac, I'd probably be using Logic, you know, just to be honest. I think it's a really cool DAW. Yeah, designated smoke area for sure. Rico, what's good, man? Thank you for joining, yo. M-Tracks Duo. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good interface. I think I did a review on that as well on this channel. Yeah, East West is some amazing sounds in there, yo. I really like their horns. Their horns is like so fire, yo. And their brass sections in there, really dope. Their pianos are really dope. But I don't see myself paying monthly for East West. That's why I got Sample Tank. Like I think Sample Tank is super, super underrated. As much sounds and things that you get inside a Sample Tank, it's ridiculous, man. And you can also get like the, you know, the T-Rex stuff. That's what I stand by. I stand by my T-Rex stuff. It just makes my sound so much warmer to me. That's how I feel, how I hear it. I've had a whole bunch of ozone stuff. It just doesn't give me the same feel as my T-Rex. But you know, everybody has their own thing that they kind of use. Reaper plugins are super low CPU, but they are ugly as I don't know what. Supposedly, they're supposed to be updating some of the plugins and some of the interface stuff, but we'll see. But I will warn you, Charismatic and whoever else is going to try Reaper, straight out the box, it's boo-boo. Straight boo-boo. If you really want to learn how to use it, I have a separate channel. It's called Learning Reaper. I kind of go step by step. I show you how to get your SWS stuff. I show you how to set up the piano roll, however you want to set it up. But I just show you all the things you need to download to get the piano roll to work the way like FL Studio kind of does. I show you some samplers that you can download. I show you how to install stuff inside Reaper because it's not like regular DAWs, because people actually create scripts and they make a script and they put it in this called repository, and you download it. It's not like just downloading a VST from a website. You have to actually go in. It's actually a lot easier in a way, but it's not like going to the website and downloading it. Basically, you just copy the link. You go into Reaper, you go up here to extensions, and this thing called Reapack. This is what you want, right? And you can import repositories. So basically, it gives you this option. You just type in this address. So it's usually like a GitHub address. I know it sounds scary, but it's okay. It's fine. Put that in here and you hit OK, and it'll bring up whatever that plugin is, and you just basically install it that way, and you're good to go. If you have another way you want to do a script, if it's for like the piano roll, you can add in scripts pretty easy as well. Where's it at? I'm in the wrong spot. You can go to actions, right? And you can run scripts. As you see, this script down here is running. And you can show your action list, and basically you can just look for stuff. So you can go new action and load a script or a new script if you want to create one. I know it sounds off the wall. Trust me, I was the same way. I came from FL Studio. I went to Cakewalk. I learned a little bit about scripting in Cakewalk because they have Cal scripts in Cakewalk. But I came to Reaper and I see all these people doing all these really dope things. And I'm like, how do you do that? So yeah, I have videos showing you how to do it. So if you do need any help, the Discord is there. So if you're not a part of the Discord, I have a link to the Discord below. You can just go in there. and find you. Yeah, it's $30 a month for that. Yeah, I can't do it, yo. I think I'm paying like what, $10 a month for arcade, but I pay for the whole year, so it comes out a little bit cheaper for the whole year. Yeah, I can't do East West. $30 a month. Nope, can't do it. All right, Vice. See y'all, man. Yes, Thursday is the sample flip. So sample flip and beat reviews is Thursdays. Yeah, the Hollywood brass and strings are dope. Super dope in there, yo. Yep, Reaper's only $60. Like I said, I know people have been using it for like 4 years, man. Every time I send them stuff, they open up Reaper and it comes up. It's like, 4 or 5 seconds, and then you have the DAW to yourself. You just hit still evaluating, and you just go upon your way and do what you're gonna do. I would suggest it to pay the $60 just to support them, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm not in your pockets, so y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. UAD Volt 2. I like it because MIDI in and out. Yeah. This Autoria mini fuse that I have, it actually has MIDI in and out on it as well, and a USB-C. So like it has everything I need if I ever need anything. If I need to plug like a mini Moog up to it or something, like I can do that and use it as the MIDI. So I think it's definitely worth it for the price, and the actual chips that they have in there for the audio is top notch for sure. I have no issues with it. Apollo Twin X for Windows now with a C. Yes, the Mar, you are correct. And I tried that one, but if you have an AMD computer, it will not work. You have to have Intel. That is the problem. I have an AMD, I have a Ryzen 9 computer, right? So I do video editing and all that other stuff on here. I do everything on this computer, this laptop. So if I need to go to a beat battle, if I need to go to a studio, take my laptop, right? But the Apollo would not work on there. And I had to go through all their troubleshooting and trying to figure out USB-C. Did I have the wrong cable? Did I need to buy a Thunderbolt cable? And it was like, oh, yeah, this only works for Intel processors on PC. And I was like, that sucks. They should have told me that from the beginning. I wouldn't have tried it. M-Track is good audio interface, really. That's awesome. Because the price is yes, the price is very good. The M Audio, I actually think that was like my second choice after the Arturio one. I can't remember why I didn't get it. I think it was, I don't remember why I didn't get it. Just to be honest, I don't remember. But I liked it. I liked the huge knob that it had on there for your speaker volume and stuff. It recorded really well. Had nice gain on the mics, but I don't remember why. It was something. Or I think the Arturio was just, I think the reason I got the Arturio because it's a lot smaller. Like it's like the size of my hand, like lengthwise, and I could put that anywhere. Like the other one was like a little bit bigger, and it had like a little ramp kind of on it, and it just to travel with it or whatever would be a little bit of a hassle. Whereas this Arturio, I'd have no issues. I can just throw this in a bag, and just rock and roll with it. You know what I'm saying? And it has, and I have the dual one, so I have one that I could do a mic or a line in. I have 2 mics and 2 line ins for this audio interface. 48 volts straight from the USB, so I don't got to worry about power. That's what it was. Power. I think it was a power. I don't like interfaces that have you have to plug in to use. It's just something about plugging things in that I don't like. If I can't pull it from my laptop, I don't necessarily want to use it. That's just me. Saito, what's good? Thank you for joining, man. Yeah, Omega. Yeah, if you have an AMD, it's not going to work on there. So if you are looking to get the Apollo 20, I mean, I don't know if they updated it from when I tried it, but I did get it from Zounds. So if you guys are looking for any of these like interfaces, keyboards, anything like that, I should have a link to Zounds below in the description. It does help out the channel. If you do purchase anything from there, I'll just get something from them, not from you. They actually have really great deals on there. So if you do want to get an interface or a keyboard or whatever other equipment you're looking for, headphones, they have some really good prices, and they do no background check or anything like that on there. It's all you just need is like a credit card and you're good to go. And you can even do monthly plans. So you can pay monthly for the device. You don't have to pay everything up front. So really cool. Reaper stock plugins, they suck. Nah. All right. So Reaper is a different beast, man, when it comes to stock plugins. And the reason I say that is because they are, what is the word? What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. They are very ugly. There we go. That's the word. They are ugly. I don't know if anybody else will agree with me on that, but they are ugly. Let me just find a sample real quick. Let's go lo-fi, right? Let's find a melody. All right, let's take that one, right? All right, so this right here is called Re-EQ. This does not come with Reaper Standard. This is basically a Pro 3 wannabe kind of thing. Like, it's amazing. Hands down, this thing is amazing. All right, so if you want to make, EQ, you can just double click anywhere, make some EQs. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want to do with them. If you want to just listen to a certain area, you can click here and hit listen, or you can hit shift and it'll go to wherever that section is for the sound, right? Super, super dope. Really easy to use. So, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to. So if I click on this one, so really, really dope. Little EQ here inside of Reaper. Like I said, I mean, it's just one of those things where you can just do so much in this weird looking DAW. And what's really cool about this, so you see how I have this kind of floating in the air? You can actually have it over here underneath your track plane, this is called a track pane, I guess, what they call it, or track lane, whatever you want to call it, right? So let's say I didn't have my mixer, right? And I wanted to have this under here. So what I can do is don't make me into a liar. Where is it at? Do I gotta do it from here? All right, there it goes. All right. So you right click on the actual Re-EQ and I can go to show embedded UI in TCP, right? So when I close this, of course it didn't show up because it's not big enough, but man, I can put it in here, yo. If I wanted to, I could add another one. Super, super dope, yo. Do that in FL. Oh man. So you can actually do that with other plugins. I mean, like they have a whole lot of plugins. Their plugins are called JS plugins because they're like scripts. So as you see, this is all the plugins that I have for Reaper. As you see, I am still scrolling through different effects. Yeah. So they have, EQs, pretty much anything that you kind of need, they kind of have inside here. So if you need a delay, there's JS delay. So you can use delay, right? And as you see, it looks disgusting. This is horrendous, yo, but it works. I mean, like it really works well. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like what? It's ugly as hell, but it works. I'm just trying to tell you right now, if you do get Reaper, the effects in here are ugly. I mean, they do have their own kind of Kukos kind of stuff. It's called Kukos. That's the people who created Reaper. So these are like the regular VSTI stuff that they have, right? So almost anything you need is in here. So they have a RIA pitch. Oh, sorry. They have a RIA pitch. This is a really good like pitching tool. So I actually just did a video on my Reaper about doing this, the pitching thing. So say you wanted to do just the format, you could do a format shift. You can do a semitone pitch. So I can bring this up to 5. And you could put this on like your master. You could put this on like just a group of tracks. Right? And if you wanted to do like a fine tune for it, you could do fine tune. Right? And what's really cool about this is that you have an option to do a dry and a wet. So if you wanted to play them both, right, you can do a dry and a wet. And you can even add another shifter. So if I hit here and I wanted to add another one, and let's say they make this one, let's go up 3, right? So you have that option to kind of make it however you want to. So I think that's a really cool tool. But like I said, the plugins, not so much. I'm not a fan of how they look, but they work. I mean, like they really work well. This is not the standard EQ, like I said. I have it set up to where I can just add EQs if I want to. So if I hold down Alt and hit E on my keyboard, it'll bring up an EQ automatically. You can't do that in FL either. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bash FL. FL is a great DAW, man. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, they're 179 now for FL Studio, which is really cool. I think that's great that they actually lowered that down. But yeah, the stock plugins for Reaper, I think they work great, but I still think they suck. That's just my personal opinion. I don't really use them that much, just to be honest. Like if you look at my quick effects, as you see T-Rex stuff right here, this is what I use the most. I found this de-easer. This one is actually pretty good. This is a free de-esser. I think Charismatic was talking about this before, or somebody was talking about it, and I actually went and downloaded it, and it works a lot better than I thought it would. It's actually really good. I actually been putting on my last couple of songs that I actually did. What else is there? I have some cymatic stuff. saturation knob. You need one of those. I have Reattune in here to tune stuff. I think their limiter is actually really good. This limiter, I mean, it looks kind of basic and plain, but this limiter is actually really nice. So I'm going to turn down the volume of Brick Wallet. Right. Right. And you can even change like the quality of, yeah. The limiter I think is really dope. I actually use this on vocals as well. It just makes everything a lot easier. Excuse me, to use, man. I think it's one of the better looking ones as well. All right, let's turn this down some. Why is it so loud? All right, I use Movement. Movement is actually really good. This one is from Output. I know a lot of people use Portal, but I think everything kind of stemmed from Movement. So I think this is like their first kind of like Portal kind of thing. I thought this was like super cool. If you have like a stagnant kind of sound, this will actually help out a lot. But obviously it's not free. But I do think I got mine for free. I just don't remember from where. And you gotta have halftime, man. If you guys don't have halftime, then get the I think it's Deja Vu. The Deja Vu from Cymatics is the same as halftime. And this is free. So I actually like this. This one is actually pretty cool. It gives you the kind of same halftime kind of feel. Yeah, but you know, yeah, these are like the most ones I use. Gotta have wider. If you don't have wider, you should get wider. It's amazing. It helps out so much for stretching out, making your sound a lot bigger than they are. So definitely try wider. All right. Yeah, I'm not an Intel person myself. I mean, I like them, but yeah, I can do other stuff. A new machine? One would hope. So you just got Logic Pro? Yeah, I would stick with the Logic Pro. There's actually a lot more Logic Pro videos than there are Reaper videos. If you look in Reaper, especially hip hop wise or like trying to do like urban music, I think I'm probably the only one right now making beats in there. I think there's another guy who just started doing ambient beats. There is Kenny, the godfather of Reaper. You have Reaper Blog. You have Mike from Let's Talk About Reaper. You have Wuzu Beats. I haven't seen him actually make a Reaper video in almost a year, so I don't know if he's still using Reaper or not. Who else is out there? I think there's Complex. I think it starts with a QU, but Complex. I've seen a couple of his videos. But yeah, there's not many people using Reaper, but there's a lot more people using Logic to make stuff, especially if you're getting into like a TV film kind of world. Almost everybody in TV film is using Logic from what I've seen. If you're doing like video games, kind of movie stuff, I've seen a lot of people use Reaper for like the video game aspect of it. I've seen if you're doing like composing for like movies and stuff like that, I usually see a lot of people using Cubase for that. So, I mean, this kind of matters what you want to do, but I think Reaper has pretty much all of it together. But like I said, it's still missing some things. I still think they need to work on the graphics for it, because the more pretty things look, the more you're inspired to kind of make stuff. I don't know how true that is, but it is true for me. Not everybody is like that though. Yeah, FL is definitely Pac-Man when it comes to CP. That is the truth, y'all. FL is good learning DAW. I started with BandLab by Cakewalk, and it was like learning a new language. Yep, it will be. I mean, all of them are like learning a new language, because if you started on FL Studio, you have handicapped yourself pretty much forever. I hate to say it that way because it's true. I'm just gonna let you know. FL Studio is all right. So let's think about it. Let's go through the DAWs. Let's look at Ableton, Studio One, Logic, Reaper, Cubase. What else is out there? Traction Waveform, Bitwig. What else is out there? Luna. I guess you could put them in there too. All of these DAWs have a double click to add a note. FL is the only one that you hit one time, add a note. They are unique in that they are the only ones that do a Control B to duplicate over. No other DAW does that. Usually it's Control D, almost every other DAW that you will use. None of the other DAWs automatically paint MIDI files or sounds. All right, so I'm in Reaper, right? So if I click on this, and if I click here inside of FL Studio, this same file would be over here. It's the only DAW that does that I know. It's like everything's a paint, everything's a copy, and you know, if I go down here, it'll make a whole new track lane and add this same wave file down here inside of FL Studio. It took them forever to get a option to do this, a fade inside of FL Studio. You couldn't do this before. Like now you can do it, and they have a little dot down here for the volume control. Whereas Reaper, I can come from the top and drag down to do volume control. Or you could do this little knob right here, this item knob, so you could do up and down this way. The reason I have the knob on there is because if you do it from here, it has a limit, right? You can't go up past 0. With the knob, I can go past 0 and boost up the sound. That's the only reason I have the knob here. You can go down, but you can't go up. I mean, you can if you want to. You can actually set it up inside of preferences to go up higher if you wanted to, but I just decided not to do that. But you couldn't do that before in FL Studio. I do like the fact that you can do like different shapes for your fades inside of FL Studio. I thought you can only do this right click and choose your own inside of Reaper, but I did find out that you can hold down Alt, but you have to change this setting to do it, and you can do whatever you want to for your fade, right? So, I mean, it's just, there's so many things that this DAW can do, and it is going to take some time to learn it if you want to do it. I wouldn't highly suggest it. If you came from FL Studio, you have a certain way that you do things, the certain way things pop up. So let me see if it'll let me pull up FL Studio without completely crashing. Yay, FL Studio. And I don't know why they did this. This welcome screen, why did they do this inside of FL Studio now? They want to be like everybody else? Why? Why do you have this? I don't know if you can even remove this, just to be honest. I don't know. Okay, don't show this in the future. Okay, I guess you can. Should I do that? No, I'll just leave it alone. I'll make myself suffer. Don't worry about it. All right. So what's really cool about FL Studio is the piano roll. Yay! My favorite feature inside FL is this big thing over here on the side. I love this thing, man. It makes everything just worth it to me in FL Studio. I'm still not happy with their folders and finding stuff. It's okay. There's nothing like wrong with it whatsoever. I'm just so over it being like this. Anyway, let's see. All right, example. Drag this in, right? So this is not going to the tempo of the beat. If I drag something inside of Reaper, if I grab a loop, it's going to go to the bar and it's going to be in tempo with the track, whatever it is. See, the original is 130 and right now I'm at 140 beats per minute. FL doesn't do that. Right. And another thing is like, say I wanted to like shrink this down. FL Studio, man, I tell you, yo. All right. You can't really do it that way. You got to hit on, what is it? Where is it at? Man, I haven't been in here in so long. Is it this one to stretch? I think this one is the stretch. Yeah, there it goes. So you hit on that and you got to go. I think you can slide it now. Nope. Which one is it? Am I missing something here? Man, it's been so long since I've been there. And I hate the fact that I have to do this up here to shrink this thing down. What is it? Where is it at? Come on, work with me. Work with me, FL. This right here, annoying. Like I said, I haven't been in FL in a long time, man. So excuse my hostility toward them. Oh man, what is this one? Is this it? Show editing controls. No, it's got to be this. Is it step? No, it's not step editing. It's not that. Where is it at? Am I missing something? Here, I think it's this. Nope, that's automation clips. Okay, I'm tripping. Why don't I remember how to do this? It's been that long. There you go, stretch audio. I'm sorry, this last one down here. Yeah. Right, and I'm stretching the audio and I wanted to stop at this last bar, but guess what? Guess what, FL? It doesn't want to do that. I think you take it off of this. Do I put it on none? Is that it? Yeah. So, but now I can't really lock it on there because I don't know if it's locked. Why, FL? Why can't I just lock it on there? I don't understand why they did that, yo. Like, why? What is the point of that? But, you know, that's neither here nor there. So, let's put it back on XEL and hopefully it's snapped. But you don't know if it's snapped because you can't see it. Then you got to zoom in. This is the only DAW that does this. All right. I'm zooming in because I don't know if I'm on, which I'm not. See, I'm not on the line. It's not looped all the way. See? So now I got to grab it and I can't just inch it over. It doesn't do that. It's going to move where it wants to move, as you can see. These are the things that other DAWs don't do. I don't know why FL is like that. Let's see if I change this to, is it beat? Will it do it this? Nope. Is it bar? Let's do beat. Nope. All right. Line maybe? Nope. Just this little inch is missing. And I don't know why FL Studio does that. Yeah. So yeah. He said, I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm double doomed. No, but don't get me wrong. FL is a fantastic DAW. You just have to know where you're going and what you're doing to make it work for you. But this part here was always very annoying to me. And I don't like the fact that I have to like zoom all the way in, only using this little thing up here. Like, I don't know why they did that. But you know, it's FL Studio, man. It's great. And I think I lost the ability to increase the volume. I don't know what I did. Because I can't do the fade anymore. And I think it's because I'm on something that I'm not supposed to be on. Is it this? No, there it goes. I'm sorry. Yes, so there it goes. The fades. And your volume up, your volume down, right down here on this little circle. I thought that was very cool, innovative. I like it. I like the fact that they have this swerve, this little dot here that you can kind of, you know, move it up or down, your fade. I think that's pretty cool as well. But it's so late in the game, man. They added this so late. The only DAW that does that, right? And FL keys real quick. Let's piano roll it up. Only one that has, you know, other DAWs have like the paintbrush tool, but this one, you just, as soon as you click the button, it just adds a note. Sometimes you don't want to click a note in, you know, say I wanted to just play and I, you know, wanted to click somewhere and it clicks there and you added a note automatically inside your thing. Another thing I was talking about is if I click on here, right? So I clicked on this track. So if I click down here, it's going to automatically paint it. It's going to paint in whatever line, wherever I want it to be. I think it's pretty cool for certain things, but not all the time, yo. Like, it's the only DAW that does that I know of. That just automatically has this paintbrush ready to paint everything, paint everything you're doing, yo. Very interesting, yo. But like I said, if any other DAW that you're using, you don't have to, I mean, it doesn't really have that option. I've created this option inside of Reaper where I can do that. I can click on here and hold down control, and this is my paintbrush tool basically. I can click it here, it'll add it. You know what I'm saying? If I want one down here, I could add one down here. If I wanted one on a new line, I could do it. But it's only gonna make a new line. I can't put it like everywhere, like in FL Studio, because it already has all their mixer stuff already set up in there. But this is a script that I kind of set up inside of Reaper just to make it easier for me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And but this, just the fact that I didn't have this a fade until like a year or so ago is crazy to me, yo. You can't do comping inside of FL Studio the way you can in other DAWs, where I can make a whole bunch of these tracks and then kind of like cut out my pieces wherever I want to. I guess you can do it in FL, but it's just not the same. It doesn't make a comping lane where you can comp all of them together. It's just a little different. All right, if you buy FL Studio now, I have to relearn the entire DAW. Yeah, you do. I forget things all the time now. When I go back in there, things I remember are not the same. Oh, if you are an FL user, there's something that no one ever does that I wanted to kind of do on here. All right, so let's say we have this loop, right? So we have this loop here. I'm going to delete this one. And you can right click delete inside of FL Studio. So let's zoom in a little bit more, right? As you see, it is not on the 5th bar. So each FL track is like an engine on its own. I always thought that was really, really cool that they did that. So the option here is the time. The time is off. So if you right click on this time knob, right? You have an option that says auto detect, or you can go like your project tempo or do it by beats and bars, right? So if you click on auto detect, you have this range you can kind of use in here. It says it's estimated to be 105, which obviously it's not, right? So Did they take it away? There used to be another option in here. They have an option here that says type in beats per minute. I think it's this one though, is what I want. All right, so right now it's on 12 beats, right? If I do 16, which is 8 bars, if I put 16 in here, click on this, it'll automatically go to that bar. So if I wanted to make this longer, make it 8 bars, right? So if I wanted to make this 8 bars, it would be 32, correct? So I'll go here, auto detect, type in beats, right? And I can just go 32. And boom, I have an 8-bar loop now. So I've never seen people use this. And I've been doing this since day one inside of FL Studio, but I've never seen anybody really do it. So if you have a loop and you know it's a perfect loop, you can just automatically do that in here, make it, you know, however much you want. What is it? If I go detect and I go type in beats, let's say 64, right? So now it's a 16 bar loop. So I always thought that was really cool, but I've never seen any of the YouTube producers that make beats or anything ever do this inside of FL Studio. So that's a gem for you guys, your FL Studio users. Yeah. See, Charismatic, I just helped you out. I saved you probably a whole lot of time just now. Instead of trying to figure out and move this around to try to get it on the bar correctly. Yeah, you ain't got to do all that. Just go in here, right click on the time, go to auto detect and type in beats. And you can just type in the beats that you want. So 16, 4 bars. I think that's a lot easier to handle. But I really don't understand why this is the right thing to do. This thing up here. I don't know why they decided that's right. But, you know, I'm not used to FL like I used to be. I used to love all this stuff, yo. Like this is all great to me at one time. And the fact that the mixer is like this is one of the things that I really never really liked about FL Studio is the mixer. Because there was one time I had something that was like down here somewhere. It was like at 40 something, right? And I'm hearing the sound. I'm muted all these down here. I'm like, why is the sound still coming out? And I'm like, where is it coming from? And I'm like, it was driving me so crazy, yo. And then I decided to kind of scroll down and I saw it peeking out down all the way down here somewhere, some other track. And I was like, why did they do that? I do like the fact that they have this little section over here you can have for your buses. I have my buses usually down here. So like my reverbs and delays and choruses, all that stuff is down here. And all I got to do is whatever track I'm on, click on this and just hit down here to link it. I always thought that part was pretty cool. It reminds me of like, you know, using the actual like console and plugging stuff in. But this 100 and something tracks is ridiculous, man. I don't understand why they have it that way. Oh yeah. Hey, that's what's up. Did you use my link? Hopefully you use my link, please. All right, just ordered MPC 37 coming on. Oh, this guy here. Hey, I got my mine's on the floor right now. My MPC Keys 37 is on the floor right now. I haven't messed with it and gotten into it. There's been so many briefs that have been coming through lately, so I gotta kind of finish other stuff before I mess with the toys. Yes. You can type in the loop tempo inside of FL Studio. Who would have thunk, huh? But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. FL Studio, like I said, it's a great DAW. Don't get me wrong. It's a great DAW, y'all. And if you get used to it to where you want to just use this, that's perfectly fine. It actually has everything you need. It actually has some really good effects in here. It has its own sounds in here. It has a drum programmer. It has a sampler, actually several samplers. Kind of easy to get used to after a while. And that's just because there's so many videos online. If you have an issue with FL Studio, you're going to find it online. No problem. If you have an issue inside of Reaper, you're probably going to be looking at a Kenny Joya video. I'm just letting you know. It's probably going to be Kenny Joya, Reaper blog, or maybe even me. I might show up on there. Who knows? I don't always show up in the Reaper search. I have no idea why. Maybe I need to make more videos, but we'll see. See what happens one of these days. But yeah, fun with FL Studio, y'all. All right. I guess, is there any questions? Yes, Lord Kenny, as for sure, yo. Yeah, that is, man, yo. I still remember there was one I was doing, and it was for a library. This is like right before like I started really messing with Cakewalk. Like I said, I was trying to experiment with libraries. I was with iStandard producers at that time, and they had like a little sync thing, and I was working on a track. It was coming out so fire. Got a phone call, took the call, chatted up, hung up the phone, hit play, FL disappeared. I was like, huh. I was so mad, yo. I was so mad. That has also happened inside of Cakewalk, so it's not just FL that does it. It's also happened to me inside of Reaper, but I know why it happened inside of Reaper. Whereas FL, I had no idea why. I mean, everything was working perfectly fine. I stopped to take a couple of minutes break and then went back to it, and it was like, nah, you don't play with me, man. If you don't play with me, I don't play with you. Shutting down, taking my ball with me. You know what I'm saying? That's how it felt, man. Oh man. I'm just dumbfounded. You have a long way to go. Hey man, I mean, like I said, FL is super dope, man. Don't let me sway your opinion in any way, form, or fashion. Use what works for you. I just know that some people actually do have some issues with it, so I try to give solutions. That's pretty much what I do on this channel. I give solutions. That's why I do breakdowns for tracks and stuff like that. I also do mixing and mastering for people. For my clients, they love me. They usually come back. So it's just one of those things where, you just kind of got to find your lane. See what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing so much that it's like, what were you doing? Why'd you open up FL? You betrayed me. See, now I don't want to play right. Yeah. Hey, that's what's up. Appreciate you for subbing, man. FL wants all your time. uh, guard particle. I think it's pretty dope. I know a couple people who actually use it. There's like another one. Is it called Master Effect? It's Master something. That's another one that a lot of people have been using. Me personally, I use the one that is my go-to that I use, and that's from T-Rex. It's like having like a transient master, fresh air, saturator, tape machine, bass boost, all in one plugin, and it's called the one. So that's what I usually use. But Master, the God Particle, I've heard really good things about it. A MIDI, what do you mean MIDI shuffle? Like taking your existing melody and moving the note around, but staying in key and in rhythm. Yes. So let's say we go back to this one, right? And I have my Key Zone Classic up here. So you can make like, the differences in FL is like you have to kind of make a MIDI thing in here. Like I'm holding down control and kind of drag across, right? That's one way to make a MIDI item. I have a shortcut here to make MIDI items, and I have a shortcut on my keyboard. I just hit H on my keyboard to make a MIDI item, or you can go up to insert and new MIDI item, this right here. As you see, I have my shortcut to H. So once you do that, you can double click on the MIDI item and it brings up your piano roll. If you double click it again, it'll expand it out to whatever length you have set as bars. Or if you had it smaller and you wanted to do that, you could just click down here, just anywhere above this line. You can like double click and it'll zoom out to whatever length of the MIDI file is, right? So right now I have it snapped in key. It's on C major. So this little button right here will snap and unsnap your stuff. So let's say I want it to be on, let's go A sharp, right? And we're going to do a minor chord. So now I'm locked into key. Let me turn this down a little bit. I don't know why it's so loud. That's better. All right. So if I click in here, it's just going to play the sound. Unlike FL Studio, if I hit this, it'll add the key. You can set it up to where you can do that inside of Reaper. I actually have a video showing you how to do that. I rather do the double click because I've been using so many DAWs, and all the other DAWs are double click. So if I go to Ableton, it's double click. If I go to Bitwig, it's double click. If I go to Cubase, it's double click. If I go to Cakewalk, it's double click. So I kind of stick to the double click. So this is going to be whatever your grid is set to. And you can always set this to, your bar, right? So let's make another note. I can't make a note here on this gray part. So if I double click, it's going to make it the bar above. As you see, I can't go on the notes that are not highlighted on here. So you can lock your notes into place really easy inside of Reaper. One of the things I really like about it. So let's say that you kind of wanted to, let's see. Let's make a chord. Right? So you skip one, add one. So minor. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sorry. So I have that chord on here. So let's say I wanted to do an ARP. I can click here. Well, I have a script that I set up. This is how I set mine up. I can click right here and I can do an ARP on this. So I can go, let's do 16s, right? Oh, damn it. I should probably highlight all of them and generate, right? So it'll make, so I have that option in here, just like you would inside of FL Studio. You bring up your little, arpeggiator thing and you can kind of do this. You can have an up, you have a down. Why is it not doing it? Oh, because it's not on auto. So I'm gonna click on auto because for some reason it wasn't on auto, right? So you have an up, you have a down. The hell is it so loud? Right, and you have saws, so you're just going up and down. So you can do a whole bunch of different things in here. So let's say you want to do velocity now. I have this one right here set up for my velocity. So I can do randomize velocity, and as you see, it'll randomize it. So just kind of the same feel and flow. If you want it to be, you don't have to have it this way. I have mine set up to, I can change my grid really easy right here. I can just click on any of these to change my grid. I could split notes. One of the things that someone created, a script, right? So let's say if I have this one note here, right? And I want to split this in half, I can hold down Control and Shift and use my mouse wheel and it'll split automatically, right? So I can split it in 3, right? I could split it in 4. I can split it in 5, split it in 6. I can kind of go just by using my mouse wheel, right? Just to make splits inside of Reaper. I mean, just that easy to kind of do that. So if you wanted to do like hi-hat rolls like you do in FL, this is like a easy way to do it. I click on this one, hold down Control and Shift, and just kind of, make a roll. So like, I think Ableton just started doing this, and somebody from the Reaper community said, hey, Ableton is doing this. Does anybody know how to do this? And someone made a script for it. That is how Reaper community works, yo. They get down like that. Okay. You DM me the MIDI generator? Okay. That's what's up. Hey, Lamar, appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, there's so many things you can do in Reaper, man. It's a really amazing DAW, yo. But like I said, you have to work at it. It doesn't just come out the box like this. I wish it did. There's a lot of things you need to kind of set up when you first get into Reaper. So, I mean, it's almost like any other DAW. Like you have your extra attachments that you download. It's kind of the same thing. And they just put it in different places, which I don't know why, but they do. But yeah, I guess I should be getting up off here, yo. I've been on here for a minute, y'all. Nobody said nothing to me. Just got me over here jibber jabbering and stuff. All right. Yeah, it is the most customizable DAW you will ever use. Period. I mean, I can tell you a whole bunch of stuff that makes Reaper better than a lot of other DAWs. One of my things that I really like about Reaper is this fact that I can hit on this like loop. Good Lord, why is everything so loud? Anyway, and like I can manipulate the sample in here. I don't have to be inside of this area here. So if I wanted just to have this part of the loop, I can just loop this part here. And it automatically syncs to the tempo that you're actually in. So if I didn't want to do that, I can click on this button here and it'll take off the tempo lock. So now if I play it, I think that one might be 140 already. But you can actually do double time, so it'll play it faster, right? And you can do halftime. And that's just from the browser area, right? And you can just, kind of put it wherever you want to inside the track. I also have this thing down here, that a script that somebody made that locks it into whatever key you want it to be in. So if I wanted this sample, right now it's saying that it's a D sharp sample. So let's say I wanted to do a G sharp, right? And I can hit here. Oh. So yeah, so I have so many different ways I can kind of manipulate samples right from the browser, yo. And if you wanted to like favorite it, you could just double click it and it'll put a little dot here that'll favorite it. And if you scroll over, it'll show all the ones that I actually played. So any sample that I played, I can see it here inside of the browser as well, with the little dot showing me that I played it. And you can create folders on the side. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of folders. You can create your own like drum database if you wanted to. Like I have a whole one-shot database that I created. So these are all my one-shots that I collected from different places. Cymatics has a whole lot in there. A whole bunch of different ones that I use. So you can do all this inside the browser. This is one of the better features that I think Reaper is like killing everybody with this. Just to be honest, that's how I feel, But yeah. Correct. You can do that. So like somebody actually created the option to do like a FL Studio like theme and setup and everything. I don't have it on mine because you have to change settings that I don't like to change in order to actually use it. So I don't use it. But you can have like a step sequencer inside here. I think it's really cool. You can do key switches. They have the BRSO tool that you can actually use inside of FL Studio as well. You can actually use it in Reaper, and you can change these by like the colors and different keys that you're using. So, I mean, pretty much whatever you do in FL Studio, you can do in here. So if I did want to have this where I can do one click inside of FL Studio, I can go and right click, go to, where is it at? Nope, I'm in the wrong place. Control and P on your keyboard, that'll bring up your, what is this called? Preferences. There you go. And you want to go to mouse modifier, right? And you want to go, as you see, this is like crazy. You have all these things you can actually do inside here. So I want to go to MIDI note, right? MIDI piano roll. This is the one, MIDI piano roll, and left drag is not what I want. I want to do left click, right? So the default is to deselect notes. So if I click on here, double click, it'll give me an option to insert note, right? And I have an option that says just insert. So if I click on this and I apply, right? So now when I go on the piano roll and I click, it just adds a note, just like you can in FL Studio. The only difference is you can't right click on the note to delete it. You have to you double click on the note to delete it. So you double click to delete. Right? Of course, you can always right click over them and just hit delete. But yeah, you can change like almost everything inside here, yo. And that's what makes this like super super easy to use. And you can always go back and, you know, set it to however it was, right? Apply, hit OK, and I'm back to double click to add a note, right? Super dope. What is there a way for me to right click and send a sample to any VST sampler? There's not a way to right click and do that. I mean, you can send it to like a RS5K, which is an embedded one for Reaper. So, oh goodness. Why is everything so loud? All right, so let's say I'm gonna go to my stuff, right? Let's see. I have a loop kit that I haven't released yet. Has some stuff in here. So let's say this one, right? If I right click on it, it'll give me an option to insert into a sample player, right? You could do it on a new track or you can do it on an active sampler, but it's going to bring up a RS5K. So this is what Reaper sampler looks like. This is Reaper sampler. So you can't like do it for like Serato sample or like another sampler. You could just use the Reaper one. I mean, it's easy to drag and drop inside here if you had, you know, another sampler that you wanted to use. So if I had Serato, right? And I wanted to load a sample, I just drag it over. And the sample's in there. I mean, you can bring up the sampler and drag it in. Most samplers will let you drag it in, but if you want to look for a sound and you want to use that specific sampler, you're going to have to open that sampler up. I don't see a big thing about that. I don't know what, is there another DAW that does that where you can right click on it and it'll open up a different sampler that's not stock toward the actual DAW? I don't know if there's one that does that or not. But yeah, I mean, I think it's simple to drag and drop into any DAW that you're actually using. So if you had like, you know, a complete control or a Serato or Satilla, right? Do I have solo on somewhere? Right? I mean, you can still just drag and drop the sample into whatever, you know, you want to do. So, right? So, I mean, you have that option to do that. So, there's probably a way to do it. I would say if you want to find out if it can be done, just go into the Reaper forum and type your question. See if someone has come up with something. That's how, you know, usually all these things get created. Somebody will just give a suggestion, and if they have the ability to do it, they'll just go in there and do it. All right, ladies and gents, I guess it's time to jump up off here. If you have like any last second or minute questions or concerns, let me know right now. I'll kind of wrap all this up. Close this one. I think that's a cool idea though, Taxi Williams. Like I think that's a cool idea to think about. But yeah, that would be the place I'd go if I wanted to figure out or see if someone knew of an option for that. All right. Well, it's been fun. It's been great. I'll see you guys on Thursday night for the sample flip and for the live beat reviews. So once again, it's your boy X.E.L. Ohh. Till next time, people. Peace.